Hello, very good morning to one and all. I am Ahalya Rani, working as Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department of BVRIT, B. Vishnuraju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. Currently I am teaching database management systems and we were on to the topic of database languages. The database languages consists of 4 languages. Precisely we are going to see for today. First one is DDL. In its full form stands for Data Definition Language. These are mainly used to define the schema of the table. And it consists of 5 commands: create, drop, truncate, rename, alter. Now before starting our topic, let us understand some basic terms so that we are using to understand these proper commands in a more formal way. So the describe command and select command. The describe command is majorly used to visualize the structure of the table. So when I said describe table name, so I can give DESCRIBE in its full form, or I can also use DESC followed by table name. When I give this, then I am able to see the structure of the table. That means what are the field names, what are its data types, whether it is null, whether it is a primary key, etc. Next one is select command. The select command is majorly used to retrieve the contents from the table. So, like whatever values we have inserted, that is going to be given by select command. And the syntax for is select star from table name. Now, let us start. The first command, it's called as create command. The create command is majorly used to create databases, tables, as well as duplicate tables. So, in the database can be created by using create database followed by database name. Let us consider it as some student. Let us consider college. Now, it is also used to create tables. Now, the syntax for table is create table, table name, followed by field name 1, data type 1, field name 2, data type 2, likewise until the last field name followed by the corresponding data type. So, this is called what I told you as previously schema or structure. So, it consists of table name followed by field names and their associated domains or data types. These domains are nothing but which will allow legitimate values to be entered by the user whenever the user wishes to enter the values. So, I will give an example. For each of these commands, we will be looking onto the definition followed by syntax followed by example. Now, create. So, I have taken here one table student. So, create table student. As I told you, field name 1. So, if you see, these are the field names. These are the field names. So, SID, SName, age. I have taken here 3 field names. And the table name is student. So, this is the table name. Okay. So, create table. The table name here is student. I have taken here STUD as table name, followed by first field 1, SID and its associated data type. Next one, SName followed by its associated data type. So, I am going to take here character and the size. So, age followed by integer. And each and every field is separated by comma. And we are closing that, and we are each and every SQL statement should end with semicolon. So, when I have executed this command, when I press enter, so I am going to see table is created. Now, how do we know the table has been created or not? So, simply type the command select star from tab. So, right now I am taking most of the examples from Oracle. So, these are the examples that you are going to do on Oracle 11G. So, the examples whichever I am predicting over here or whichever I am saying to you have been taken from Oracle 11G database. So, table is created. When I said select star from tab, I am going to see the table STUD which you have created just now is being present underneath the tables, the list of tables that have been created by the user. Now, the create command, as I told you, it is used to create databases, to create tables, and it is also used to create duplicate tables. So, where these duplicate tables are used in general, I will let you know a little bit later. So, right now we will see the syntax. Create table, duplicate table name as select star from original table name. So, here I am going to create one duplicate table, create table stud1 as we know the original table name is student. So, select star from stud. So, whatever the structure or whatever values that are present in student will be copied now to student 1. So, now this is the way that we are going to create the duplicate tables. So, the second command is drop command. The drop command is majorly used to drop the tables. What is meant by dropping the tables? It is used to remove both the structures as well as the values that are present inside your table. The syntax is drop table name. Now, before applying drop command, I will verify. So, here we are trying to remove the structure as well as the values. And as I already told you, in order to see the structure, what is the command? Describe, D-E-S-C-R-I-B-E, followed by table name, or DESC followed by table name. And in order to see the values, what is the command? So, this is to see the structure. Now, whenever I want to see the values, the command is select star from table name. So, this drop command is trying to remove both the structure as well as the values from the table. So, the table no longer exists in the memory. So, now we will first verify whether structure has been removed or not. So, when I executed drop table, so I am trying to drop, I have created one duplicate table, name it as student 4. Now, before applying the drop command, I want to check the contents. So, the structure as well as the contents. So, when I check the structure, describe student 4, I am going to see the structure is visible with 3 fields: SID, SNAME, age, and the corresponding data types, number of 38, character of 10, and number of 38. Now, when I visualize the contents of the table, I am able to see SID, SNAME with 2 rows, 11 and 12 of SIDs. Now, I am applying this drop command, drop table name. So, the drop table, the table name is student 4. So, when I applied that, I am going to check the structure once again. So, describe student 4. Now, I am getting error, object student 4 does not exist. And when I said, when I am checking the contents of this particular table, named it as student 4, select star from student 4, I am going to get error, tabular view does not exist. As I told you prior, why I need to create duplicate tables. See, now when I apply drop command, I am trying to remove the entire table from the database. So, in future, if I want to reuse this table, again I have to create all the things. So, for that reason, what I am going to do, I am going to create 4 or 5 duplicate tables. Now, coming back to real time, where this drop command is used, the drop command is used, let's say I am a class teacher, and let's say or like in your organization, in a particular organization, some employee information is stored. Once a particular year of evaluation is over, we no longer needed that particular employees particular year student information is removed, or we don't want the entire attendance sheets, timetables, we want to again have a fresh list. So, in that case, I don't want it to be saved in the database because that entire thing has been completed. So, I don't want to waste the memory by dumping with so many values. So, what I am trying to do, I am trying to remove it from the database. Then in that case, I can use the drop command. Now, let's move back to our third command, named it as truncate. The truncate command is used to drop only the values, but the structure remains the same. So, here we are not removing the structure, but we are trying to remove the values. So, let's say I am a class teacher and I am taking, capturing attendance of students for a particular sem monthly wise, so or fortnight wise. So when I am capturing in that way, the subject names, let's say DBMS, let's say some design and analysis of algorithm, let's say automata theory and compilation. So we are going to enter underneath each of these field names the corresponding attendance. Now we want to capture again for next 15 days or next monthly wise. In that case, once again, I need not create this structure because these subjects are the file names are not going to change as long as the semester or regulation is changing. In that case, I can remove only the values and the structure remains the same. So this is the basic advantage where you are applying the truncate command. So the structure you want to remain it or you want to persist it until the end of the semester or until the end of the year. So you need not again redo all that work. So you just need to remove the contents. Simply what you are trying to do, you are applying the truncate command. So the truncate command syntax is the truncate table followed by table name. Before applying truncate commands, we will see what is the structure and what is the value, and we will apply the truncate command on a particular duplicate table that has been created, and let us once again observe what is happening with the structure and the contents of the table. So before I am going to see the structure, describe student 3, and I am seeing the structure is SID, SNAME, age with the data types, and I am observing the contents of the table are the values. So select star from student 3 and I am going to see the content is going to remain the same. Now I am going to execute the command truncate table followed by table name. Here I am taking the table name as student 3, and when I executed this command, I am going to get table truncated. So now I am once again checking the structure, describe student 3. So we are able to retain the structure as it is. But when we try to observe the content of the table, select star from student 3, I am going to get no rows selected. So this is the basic advantage of truncate is we need to retain the structure, but we don't want the values. In that case, you can use the truncate command. Now the fourth one is rename command. Initially, when the project description commands as a student, as a project team developer, I might not be knowing about the naming mechanism. I will be randomly selecting one particular name to the table. Over a period of time, I might be clear-cut understanding that this table refers to student, this table refers to department, this table refers to accounts, this table refers to courses. So when I am very much clear, so I can change that initial naming, whatever terminology I have given, to a very appropriate name that gives sense to my project description. So in that case, I am going to use rename command. So the rename command is used to change the existing table name to a new name. So rename old table name. So initially whatever table name you have given to new table name, the appropriate table name that refers the actual content that you are describing in that table. So rename, now I am trying to say, let's say I am dealing with student E data. So now I am rename student 2, this is the old table name, 2 is the keyword, to student E. So since I am dealing with student E, I am giving more appropriate name rather than giving some random name as student E. Or I can also give branch wise CSC student E. So whatever I feel the as per the description, the content will be more liable. So give that particular name over here. So we will, once we executed this command, we will be getting it as table rename. The last but not least in the DDL is alter command. The alter command is used. Up to now we have seen the tables. We have seen how tables can be created, how duplicate tables can be created, along with structure and contents. Then we have seen that I no longer need that particular table. Then I can use drop command to remove the entire table from the database memory itself, including of its structure as well as values. Whereas whenever we want the structure to remain the same, we want to remove only the contents, we want to erase only the memory all at a time for the corresponding rows, then I can go for truncate command. We haven't studied or we haven't understood so far, like tomorrow I want to change the column. I want to, initially I have given it as a int. I want to change it as to float. Some decimal floating points or more precise value is required. Then I have to go for decimal points, like 2 decimal points, 4 decimal points. Suppose, let's say I have initially taken the size as 10. Over a period of time, I found that there is one name which is more than, the length is more than, the byte length, character byte length is more than 10. In that case, I want to increase the size of the data type. So in all that scenarios, we can use alter command. Now we will formally define alter command. Alter command, so initially I have taken 2 columns. Now I want to add some other more columns to be added, or more amount of data pertaining to that particular student is required. I don't want there are too many columns which might not be useful for the particular application. Unnecessarily, provides redundancy or storage wastage to the user. In that case, I can add the columns, I can drop the columns, or I can also modify the columns. So now our alter command is exactly doing these 3 things. The alter command is used to add the columns, drop the columns, and modify the columns. So first one is add columns. So it is used to add a column. As I told you, suppose initially I think that only student name, ID, student marks are sufficient. Over a period of time, we require mail ID, let's say for placement information, or let's say like suppose online classes need to be conducted. So we require the formal mail IDs or formal college registered mail IDs. So in that case, I need to add one more column, name it as mail ID. Suppose I require gender. Suppose I require Aadhaar for scholarship verification or certain thing. Suppose I require exact CGPA for their placement. In all that cases, I need to add the columns to the existing table columns. So the command is alter table, table name, add column name followed by its associated data type. The example is alter table student1. So I am going to consider the original table name as student1, which has the columns SID, SName, age. Now I am going to add marks. So previously we have seen the student1 table where it has 3 columns, SID, SName, age. Now I want to add another column, named it as marks, and the data type I am going to specify it as integer. So add the column name followed by its associated data type. So once I want to check whether the column is added or not, so I am going to execute and test it by finding out the structure of that particular table. So describe student1. So when I have executed this command, I have seen that the table has been created with 4th column named it as marks, and the data type is integer, which is by default stored it as number of 38. So alter command, as I told you, it is also used to drop a column. So alter table, table name, drop column, column name. So for add, we haven't given this keyword column, but for drop, we are giving this keyword column, because drop is used to drop the table as well as the column. So we have to specifically give the column keyword over here. That point you have to remember. So when I executed alter table, the table name is student1, drop, I don't want the age. So in the student1, in previously we have seen the age column is existing. So now I don't want that age. So I am just removing column age. And when I executed and when I checked the structure describe student1, I have seen that the age column that is in between of S name and marks now has been dropped out. Now even you can also add before or after. Okay, that point also you can remember. Sorry, I am mentioning over here. Now the third one is modify. This command is used to change the column name as well as its associated data type and also size. So the syntax is alter table, table name, modify column name followed by its associated data type. So alter table student1, modify S name. So S name, what is the previous one? And if you see over here, it is character of 10. Now I want to change to where character of 20. So the difference between char and where character, just a little briefing out. So character, as the name says, it is used to define fixed length, like your ID, like our Aadhaar. So they are of fixed length. But whereas if it comes to names, in general, my name is Ahalya, and might be some other person might be Ram, some other person might be Hanuman. So in each of these words we are going to see the character length is not fixed. So it is going to be vary. So where character is generally used to represent those strings that are varying in size, whereas character is fixed length. That is one major difference. So I am just trying to change S name from char to where char, which is more appropriate in this context. So now when I try to modify S name with where character of 20, my character data type is right now changed to where character, and I also have modified here the size. Previously I have given as 10, now I have given as 20. So it is used to modify both. Now let us come back to our next language, DML, database manipulation language. So the first DDL has been completed. It is majorly used to define the structure. Now we are going for our second language, DML, data manipulation language. As the name says, manipulation means here we can insert, we can update, we can remove the values. So this DML commands mainly deals with the contents of your table, or the values or the instance. So here we are going to deal with 4 commands: select, insert, update and delete. The first one is select. So select command, as we have discussed previously, it is used to retrieve the entire values from the table or specific values based on the given condition. So the select, the syntax is select star from table name. So I am going to get select star from student. So I am going to get SID, S name, age, the column names and the associated rows or associated values. Next one, insert. The insert command is used to add up the rows. It is used to insert the data of the student. It is used to insert the values into the table. So insert into table name, values, value 1, value 2, value 3, so on up to value n. The example is insert into student values 13 Sita. So the character string type must be represented in single quotes. So that's why I have represented here Sita in single quotes, comma 17. So when I try to do this, if it is correctly inserted or properly inserted, I am going to get it as first or one row got created. Now I am trying to check the row has been created or not. So what is the command? Select star from student. So when I executed that command, I am going to see the row 13, Sita 17. So if you observe carefully, previously we had 12, Ramu 17. But now we had like 2 rows are there. Now the third row with ID 13, with name as Sita and with age as 17 has been created. The next command in DML is delete. The delete command is used to delete the values from the table row by row or all the values based on, it can delete the entire values or row by row values based on condition. So let us complete this and we will once again go back and try to understand the difference between drop, delete and truncate. So the syntax for delete is delete from table name. So when I try to execute this command, I will give an example. Select star from student 6 before applying delete command. So I have seen that there are 3 rows. Now I am going to apply our delete command, delete from table name. What is the table name here? Student 6. So when I do this, when I execute this, I'll get it as on the screen. I am going to see 3 rows got deleted. So select star from student 6. So no rows are selected. No rows selected. So now this is one example where I am trying to delete the entire rows. Entire memory also is being removed. So in the second case, I am trying to delete not all the rows but specific set of row or rows based upon the given condition. So now select star from student 7. So when I executed this in the table student 7, I have seen that there are 3 rows. Now let's say I have to remove only one specific row, like whose attendance is less, or these are the students who are residing in hostel. These are the students who have CGPA over 9.5. These are the students likely to get detained. So like this, when I need some information, I want to, let's say attendance is very less. Let's say that particular student is not promoting. So I have to remove that particular student from promoting or going back to the next. So in that case, I don't want that particular student information. So I am going to say delete from student 7 where SID is equal to 30. Now, previously when I said delete from student 6, I am going to see all rows are getting deleted. But when I said where SID is equal to 13, where is used to specify a condition. Now, the condition here I have given is I want to delete only that student whose SID is equal to 13. So, that corresponding row only is getting deleted. Remaining rows are going to be pertained. So, as I told you, we will once again revise the differences between drop, truncate and delete. Students, this is very important for you to understand exactly, since all are trying to remove something or other. So the drop and truncate are basically DDL commands and delete is a TML command. This is the first difference. The second difference is drop, when it comes, it is trying to remove both the structure as well as the values from the table. When I come back to truncate, so here the entire memory of the object does not exist. So entire memory of that particular table is removed. So when I say truncate, it is pertaining its structure, whereas only the values are removed. So the entire rows are removed at a time, and they remove also, associated memory also is removed. Whereas when we come to delete, here we are trying to remove row by row. So we can remove entire, or we can also remove specific set of rows based on certain condition you have specified in the command. So these are the one of the major differences. So that we have to guys understand and try to. So our last command, so still there is one more command in DML, it is update command. The update command is used to modify the existing values to new values based on some condition. Let's say the result has been gotten. Let's say a student marks have been initially posted, and let's say the student isn't satisfied with the 10 marks, and let's say the student has applied for re-verification or revaluation, and let's say the student marks have been increased. In that case, we need to once again update that particular student marks. So in that case, I can do that using update command. So update command is used to modify the existing values to new values based on some specific conditions. So and the syntax is update table name set field name is equal to new value where condition. So here update is the keyword followed by table name. Set is again keyword. Here we are going to modify whatever value you want to modify, that you have to specify right hand side. Underneath which field you want to modify, that field name you have to specify on the left hand side. Where the condition. Now I am going to select the student. So select star from student. I want to see the original. And here in that I had SID, S name, age. Now I want to change the Ramu's age, Ramu got a birthday, or like let's say the initial information has been captured wrong, and Ramu comes back and explained to me that his age is not 17 and Ramu said his age is 18. So in that case, I'm going to update student, the table name, set age, whatever value you want to modify. Ramu's age is not 17, it's 18. So set age is equal to 18, where condition, for whom we have to change this. For either I can give here S name is equal to Ramu, but we know there can be more than one student. If, let's say in our table there might be more than one student with name Ramu. It's always the best choice. Then I will go with SID. So SID, let's say if it is unique over here, then I can say SID is equal to 12. So update table name, set the whatever value you want to modify, where condition SID is equal to 12. So once I executed this, I'll get one row got updated. So I want to check whether the row got updated with 17 as 18. Then I'm going to apply the command select star from student. So SID, S name, age, and I have seen that the age of Ramu has been updated now to 18. So now our third language command. So with this we have completed DML, data manipulation language, underneath which we have seen select, insert, update and delete. Now our third one is DCL, data control language. DCL commands are used to control access to data in a database. It allows restricted access or what set of users need to have control on what set of data. So the grant, it grants user access to a database. Revoke, when I give revoke, it will revoke that particular user access. We know in a database there are like several fields and there are certain restricted access which can't be given. The data is very sensitive and whose access cannot be given to each and every one involved in that particular project. Let's say employee salary access should be given only to accounting department, and let's say certain times we need to give data which can't be modified, so we have to give them only view, read access or view access permissions. So we can use this grant and revoke to access the data in the database in a more secure and in a more efficient way. Now on last of today's but not the least, it's TCL, transaction control language. TCL commands, this as the name says, so we have seen here transaction. They are used to manage the transactions in a database. So we know the transactions are nothing but the set of instructions I1, I2, I3, likewise up to IN. The set of instructions that are basically designed to, are basically written to perform a task. Suppose like I have gone to the supermarket, I have bought one particular item now, or suppose let's say I want to pay back using Paytm. So it will go from my bank to the vendor, from buyer to seller. So in that case, that all are the instructions. I'll give for a simple example. Let's say there is one database A which is having the value as 100. So the instruction can be like read A is equal to A minus 50, write A, display A. So these are nothing but read A equal to A minus 50, write, these all are instructions. The main purpose of this instruction is to send 50 rupees from account A or to withdraw 50 rupees from account A. So this is something you can consider it as a best example for our understanding what is a transaction. Now here we had three commands we are going to see underneath it. First one is commit, second one is rollback, and the third one is save point. The commit. So whenever I am going to perform, so in the transactions majorly I perform two major operations. We generally perform two major operations. One is read, the other one is write. So the read is nothing but your select command. The write is nothing but the manipulations like insertions or deletions or updations you are doing onto your database. So whenever I am doing the transactions, so I am going to see there are successful transactions which says up to end the transaction has been successfully executed. Now I want to save these values permanently to the database, then I can use commit. So commit is used to save the changes permanently into the database. The syntax is commit. Now second one, save point. Save point, suppose let's say I am executing instructions. Let's say in between some failure has been encountered. Let's say suddenly the server issue is there, or let's say I am trying to perform like some operation. Let's say here initially I tried to read B. Instead of saying B is equal to B plus 50, I said let's say B plus 100 I have written. So I have executed up to here, and here I identified that this is not the select operation I want to perform, or this is not the accurate operation I want to perform. I want to go back once again. So I don't want to again roll back to the beginning state. I don't want to start up all the things from the beginning. Let's say I'm trying to save hundreds of records of students. Let's say some deletion I had committed wrong, or some insertion which is not appropriate have been done somewhere in the middle. I don't want to again go back and start from the beginning. What I'm trying to do is I will try intermediately to save to certain temporarily save the states. So whenever the failure occurs, rather than going back from the beginning, I can go back to that state from where the failure has been incurred, and I need to do the correction from that point only. It's like you can also take one real-time example. I'm reading one big novel. So one novel consisting, big novel here means the novel consisting of like 200 or 300 pages. Let's say it's not possible to read me all the entire novel on a single day. So I'm trying to read it whenever I do have some time. So initially I have read like 10 pages, then I have read like next day some 35 pages, and let's say I have read the other day some. So whenever I want to start fresh the next day, again, I don't know, I have to start searching from first page, second page where I have stopped the previous day. So what I'm trying to do, rather than that, every day, whenever I complete it to a certain point, I'm trying to keep a bookmark over there. So then I can clearly understand from where I have to start back from the next day. So I need not go back from the first page and I try to do all that searches. So exactly the save points are also trying to helping me out like bookmarks. Save point temporarily saves the states of the database. The syntax is save point name. So it is used to temporarily restore the values to the given name or state when executing partial rollbacks. So the example is save point. The save point names I can give it here as A. The next one is I will try to show you how we are going to create this save points. So create table. The table name is employer with the fields EID, ename. Once I created, I have inserted few rows. So insert into employee 11 values, employer values 11 Radha. Insert into employee R values 12 Raghu. Now save point A. So up to this point, what has happened, Nana? I am going to create one save point. So temporarily I am saving where two rows 11 and 12 have been inserted into employee R. Now again I am trying to insert one more row 13, save point B. Now I am trying to check what are the values created so far. Select star from employee R. I have seen here 11, 12, 13. Now after that, so 3 rows are inserted. Now once again I am executing one more command, delete from employer where EID is equal to 13. Now I am saving this to save point C. Now when I executed select star from employer, I am going to see 11, 12. So there is no third row has been deleted. So in this way I am going to create the save points. Now we had one more important command in TCL called it as rollback. So whenever the transactions are getting executed and sometimes we are trying to see that some failure happens or some unwanted change or unwanted insertion or deletion has been done. In that case, we have to roll back. So this rollback can be done in two ways, complete rollback or partial rollback. So the total rollback, when I said this total rollback, it is going to abort all the operations and start again once again from the beginning. The syntax is just rollback. Now partial rollback, this is not going to roll back completely. So let's say up to like 100 instructions have been executed. Let's say the problem is from like 70 to 100. Remaining all are there proper. So now I don't want to roll back and start back again from the beginning, especially when crucial times, when deadlines are meted. I don't want to waste my time, memory, all such things. So in that case, what I can do, I can use partial rollback. Partial rollbacks are used to temporarily go back to that state which you have previously created using save points. So rollback, the syntax is rollback to save point name. So now rollback, previously I have given 3 save points, initially 2 rows, then B 3 rows, third insertion, then C I had performed 1 deletion, so again I had 2 rows. Now when I said rollback to D, so I have to see that this deletion operation should not be performed. So I have found out that I want to delete some EID is equal to 12, but I accidentally deleted the row whose employee ID is 13. So when I can go back, I can undo that transaction, deletion operation by partial rollback. So rollback to save point name B. So now I will check out what is happening. Select star from employee R. Then I see the deletion. So previously we had 11, 12. Now once again I got back to the previous state, that is B state. That is my row with SID is equal to 13 with S name as Sita is preserved. With this, we come back to the end of the session. Hope all have been given. So before concluding, so once again what we have seen in today's discussion. So first we started with database languages, DDL, data definition language, underneath which we have seen the 5 commands: create, drop, truncate, rename, alter. Then we had moved on to DML, data manipulation language, underneath which we have understood the syntax, the examples, the definitions of select, insert, update and delete. Then we have gone for DCL, and then finally we have seen transaction control language, underneath which we have seen commit, rollback. Under rollbacks again we have seen partial and total rollbacks, and then save points which are used to temporarily save the state. With this comes to the end of today's topic, database languages. And very soon we will be seeing and we will be coming up with our next topic. Thank you one and all.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.